What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Roderick Hale, and today we're going to talk about a really cool plugin for video editing called Dehancer. Now, someone from the Dehancer team reached out and asked me to just, try the product, take a look at it, see what I think about it, and if there's a way that I can implement it into my videos, then we'll see. We'll review the footage. I went to San Francisco and I spent some time just recording some cool stuff. I tried to make it look, as cinematic as possible and put this in a real world use where I would take some clean footage and make it look vintage, make it look older than what it is. And that's what Dehancer does. You get a lot of control options from the bloom, the grain, the halation, and you can also change the certain like film stock and like basically the way the image looks. Like if you like the way Kodak Portrait 400 looks as a film stock, then you can implement that in the software and have your footage reflected. Now, Dehancer is cool because you can literally choose from a list of what camera you have, and it just kind of knows exactly what to do for the colors, and you can focus more on making this footage look exactly how you want. And what's cool is there's modes where you hit the drop down windows and you could select Super 35 and you want it to look like Kodak Portrait 400. But as easy as using those presets are, you want to dive deep into the custom part and really like make the footage how you want it. And I think that's the coolest thing about it. If I were to use a camera like this right here, right? This camera is this one's a Sony A7 III. I have a pretty sharp lens from Tamron on it. It's good. It's really clean. But nothing about that is going to make footage look vintage, and it's not going to give you that type of feel where you can get online, find a film overlay, find some grain overlays and like burns and all this stuff that can, I guess, dress up the image to look like that. But Dehancer does it in such a cool way that you're actually learning what makes something look vintage. There's plenty of people who've never heard of bloom, halation, and the different sizes of film grain and how you want it to look. These options are there for you, and I think that's the most important part about Dehancer and why it's actually a really good tool to make just cool, stylized film videos like pop. Hopefully, from the video that I'm showing you, you guys really get a good idea. I feel like I took it pretty mild on the edit, but if I wanted it to, I could have made the footage look even older, even crazier. And I kind of wanted to take it light because this footage is shot on a red Komodo. Those of you who haven't shot with it before, to me, the footage goes two ways. You can have and get really clean shots out of a red camera, but it's a cinema camera at the end of the day. So there's things about it that still give you characteristics of film and cinema. So I think this footage that you're seeing has a lot of that in there already. And to me, the Dehancer plugin like completely takes it to the next level and gets it right where it needs to be in terms of what I want it to look at. Now, I think Dehancer is a great option if you're trying to find your style and you like the older vintage stuff and you don't necessarily know how to get there, because there's plenty of ways to do it. A lot of it is the camera sensor and the glass. You're basically adding imperfections into modern products. Like you'll get and spend a lot of money on a really nice lens because Google and YouTube, you look up these things and you look up what's the best lens. You're gonna find things that are very sharp, have very minimal chromatic aberrations, have certain if look up what aspherical means, but just the way the lens elements inside are configured a certain way. There's a science to it, and you're gonna find that if you look up what's the best lens, it's gonna point you towards the most clean image possible, and that's not a bad thing. I would honestly say that most people desire a very clean and sharp image, but the more you get creative, the more you work on different projects, you'll come into situations where style is important, characteristic is important. And if you've built up your camera inventory on all these super sharp, clean lenses, and you have, you know, the cleanest, nicest camera and sensor, and you need some style, Dehancer's got you. Dehancer's gonna get you together. Check out some of these film properties. Check out the film stocks, the type of gloss that you can have on it, because you can choose like the paper options as well. Check out these options. Learn the software. Figure out what type of bloom and halation you're looking for and the style you want to create. And this is your best bet, because there's two ways of doing things. You could do it in camera, or you can do it in post, and it's going to be a lot harder if you don't understand what does what. So I really think that's um, a really big feature for Dehancer, is that when you make these tweaks to your image, it lets you know exactly what you're doing. And if you like the way that a light in the back is just glowing and blooming, that's your bloom. You need to change that. Dehancer is going to make that real easy to just figure out. The more you start playing with the sliders, more importantly, and I think I'm gonna end off on this note. Um, there is no set there's no set rules, no set parameters for style. The answer gives you all the control you need to get in here and tweak these settings as much as possible. So do that and find something that's unique to you, because there's plenty of people imitating vintage, but you can put your own sauce on it. You can do your own settings and develop your own style using Dehancer.